Hello, this is from Group 7. It consists of 4 members. I am Maharani Putri. Next is Jauhari, Rifqi Al Kamil, and then Bayu Seto Aji. In this video, we want to explain about the suprasegmental phonology, specifically the stress in complex words. So, what is a complex word? In morphology, a complex word is a word made up of two or more morphemes. It contrasts with monomorphemic word. A complex word may consist of, first, a stem or root and one or more affixes. For example, in the word quicker, the word quicker consists of one stem, quick, and one suffix, er. Another example is in the word unbelievable. The word unbelievable consists of one stem, believe, and two affixes, which are one prefix, un, and one suffix, able. And second, it can consist of more than one stem in a compound. For example, in the word blackbird. The word blackbird consists of two stems, which are black and bird. The presence of affixes affect the stress placement in complex words. Here it is, the affixes and stress. There are three ways in which an affix consisting of prefix and suffix can affect the placement of stress in a word. First, the stress moves to the affix. For example, in the stem person, which the stress is in the first syllable. If it's added a suffix ality and become personality, the stress moves from the first syllable to the third syllable, which means that the suffix ality makes the stress moves from the stem to the affix. Second is the stress remains on the stem and on the same syllable. For example, the stem pleasant, which the stress is on the first syllable, plus a prefix un and become unpleasant. The stress remains on the syllable ple, which means the stress does not move and the affix un does not affect the stress placement in the complex word. Third is the stress remains on the stem but moves to another syllable. For example, the stem magnet, which the stress is in the first syllable plus a suffix ik and become magnetic. The stress moves from the first syllable to the second syllable. So the stress does move to another syllable, but it's still on the stem.
Suffix affects stress placement. Some English suffixes affect stress placement in different ways. Primary stress on the suffix, secondary stress on the stem. If the stem consists of more than one syllable, the addition of suffix creates a secondary stress in the stem but never on the last syllable. In the examples given, which seem to be the most common, the primary stress is on the first syllable of the suffix. If the stem consists of more than one syllable, there will be a secondary stress on one of the syllables of the stem. I have another example is vaguely. The primary stress on first E and the secondary stress on the second E. Primary stress remains on the stem. Primary stress moves from one syllable to another, but still on the stem. How prefix affects stress placement? The effect of prefix on stress placement follows the regular rules for stress placement for polysyllabic words without prefix. Their effect on stress doesn't have the comparative regularity, independence, and predictability of suffixes, and there is no prefix of one or two syllables that always carries primary stress. Consequently, the best treatment seems to be to say that stress in words with prefix is governed by the same rules as those for polysyllabic words without prefix.
Stress placement in compound words. If the compound word is made of two nouns, the compound with stress is the first syllable. The example is sunrise. If the compound word is made of adjective and past participle ed, then the primary stress is on the second word. Secondary stress is on the first word. The example such as heavy-handed. If the compound word is comprised of number and noun, then primary stress is on the second word. Secondary stress is on the first word. Examples such as second class. Then if it's comprised by two any word class, then the combination serve as adverb. The primary stress is placed on the second word, while the secondary stress on the first word. The example of this such as downstream. And then there is the compound words that is comprised by adverb and any word class. Then the rule is the combination serve as verbs. The primary stress is placed on the second word, and the secondary stress on the first word. The example of this is downgrade. However, there is an exception to this rule. These exceptions have some reasons. One of those is the stress placement change according to the environment surrounding the word. And then another reason is that the stress placement change according to the speaker's preference.
Word class pair. The term word class pair refers to two words with identical spelling but different stress placement. Apparently, according to word class, noun, verb, or adjective. For example, abstract, adjective and noun. The stress is placed in the first syllable. Abstract, verb. The stress is placed in the second syllable. The change in the stress placement is affected by the word class. The rule is, if a pair of prefix plus stem words exist, both members of which are spelled identically, one of which is a verb and the other of which either a noun or an adjective, then the stress is placed on the second syllable of the verb, but on the first syllable of the noun or adjective.